Okay, good morning. It's still morning. Let's set this up. There we go. Outdoor walk. We are in a new location. I've never been here before. I mean, I've been in this town before, but I've never been at this trail. This is West Newton, Pennsylvania. This is the Gap Trail. Great Allegheny Passage. There's the vehicle. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, 2026. So we're going to get on this trail. Alright, so we're not going that way, we're going to go this way. Check out these signs real quick. Look at those bricks down there. Okay. All right, let's get going. That train car right there. There's that visitor center, a store. I'm not going to go there now. I'm going to just get on the trail. Let's check out this sign real quick. Alright, so it says West Newton. Yeah, we knew that. Alright. I was thinking of parking on the other side of the road. That's like the main trailhead, and then there's these little trailheads back here where I parked for that center. But they're all, available. When I looked on the map, Google Earth, and some videos I watched, I thought I would like that place that I parked at better than this one down here. Expanding your trail walking to a whole new world. The Gap Trail. Yeah, and there's this other name for this, the Youghiogheny River Trail. There's like an alternate name. I guess that was here before. Not really sure, but it could be called that in some places. But it's the Gap Trail. And here's check out this sign real quick. It's just a West Newton sign. Interesting. That's nice. Alright, let's get back on the trail. Now this is where you got to be careful crossing this road. That was nice. The cop let me cross. Yeah, this parking lot here looks like it gets pretty crowded. This is really nice down here. There's the Youghiogheny River. This is pretty popular. Yeah, I'm definitely glad I parked where I parked. Now, if you want to be like that guy, park at the end, but it's in the gravel. Let's check out this billboard. There's that Gap Trail map. It's a little chilly out here. It's probably about 65 degrees or less. I got shorts and a short sleeve shirt and I'm freezing. It'll get better. Hi. Geez, I mean, where I parked on the other side of that street, it's only almost a quarter of a mile already that I walked. I didn't even do anything yet. Alright, so here's the rules of the trail. Let's check it out. Dawn to dusk. No alcohol permitted. That's okay, I don't drink, so what's this say? This portion of the Great Allegheny Passage is only possible. Okay, great. There's another sign down here. West Newton Cemetery up there. Wow. Alright, so here's this sign. Little map deal. Not map, knowledge deal. Map. Cedar Creek says 3 miles, that's about correct, yeah. Cornwallsville, Ohio, Confluence. Look at all those places. You get to Cumberland, that's the end of the Gap Trail, and it starts the C&O Canal Towpath Trail, I think it's called. In that direction, you've got West Newton and Boston, McKeesport, Homestead, Pittsburgh. Let's take a look at this real quick. Alright, so it says it's only 3 miles of Cedar Creek. We're not going to do that. That's too far for me, because you gotta walk back. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to do my normal average thing, which is like 1.5 miles in one direction, total of 3. Maybe I'll do a little more if I feel like it. This is really nice here. This kind of reminds me of the Panhandle Trail, the width of it here. But you got the river down there.
Yeah, I took my bike up there last time.
So this surface is pretty good. It's like a crushed limestone like the Montour Trail. Packed down pretty good here. So this is the first time ever on the Gap Trail. Yay! Hi. Yeah, I'm chilly. I mean, it's chilly out here. Hi. Yeah, check out the width of this thing. All this open space here. It's pretty nice, though. This is definitely going to be more scenic than the Panhandle Trail, I'm pretty sure. Just from what I've watched videos. Watched a bunch of videos. Basically from, let's see, from up there near McKeesport, I say Boston, down to Connellsville. Watched a bunch of different videos showing the different segments there. Trying to map out the trailheads and where I would go. Hi. So wrote down all the trailheads that I would probably go to, the distance between each trailhead, and then the fact that I would go to a trailhead, walk in one direction. You know, the maximum I would say would be 2 miles in one direction. So trying to map out all the different places I would go. Hi. So there's some real scenic ones. I would say more scenic than this. But I wanted to come here first. This is like one of the main ones that I liked when I saw these videos. And I think that was last Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, so it was like 1 week ago. I was at the Montour Trail, and I was down there near Cliff Mine. They had a bulletin board there, and they had that map of the Gap Trail. And I said, boy, that's nice to see the paper, hard copy map of that. Get a good feel of it, as opposed to studying it online. I was having trouble seeing everything clearly. So I sent away for that. And I got that in the mail over the weekend. So there's a nice map. There's a little booklet and everything. But, you can still get it online. So I was looking at that ever since I got it on Saturday. And, but then to confirm some of the mileage markers, you couldn't get it all from that map and it's the write-up. You had to go online anyway to get it all, to kind of get the exact mileage marker for each trailhead, individual ones in between the bigger cities. So I don't know if that was a waste of money, but it's nice to have, and I like that hard copy map. So then, having mapped all that, or checked that all out, I watched a bunch of videos last night. I've seen a few of those before for the Gap Trail, but I watched them very seriously overnight and this morning. Let's just take a pause here. That's the Youghiogheny River. There's that location, goes back to West Newton. In fact, let's do our first alternate video of the day, just because we can. Alright, so we're on the Gap Trail. That goes back to West Newton. This goes down towards Cedar Creek, south, and then this is north up here. And there's the Youghiogheny River. First selfie on the Gap Trail. Alright, so that's back to West Newton. And that heads towards Cedar Creek. Like his first selfie of the day. First selfie ever on the Gap Trail. First time on the Gap Trail ever. A whole new world has opened up. Just like when I went on the Montour Trail. Whole new experiences. The only problem with this Gap Trail is it's too darn far to get to. I definitely don't want to go to the trailheads up near Pittsburgh. You know, you can go right there downtown at the point and then head down, like that goes through Homestead and stuff, and then go down to McKeesport. But I'm not really interested in going down in the city type areas. So probably the first one that I would want to go to that's outside of the city would be down in Boston, PA, which is down near McKeesport, but it's a little better. Although when I see that online videos of that trailhead looks really packed. That Boston one looks real busy. But I'm going to try to do this year more. I mean, when I say more, I never did it before, so I'm going to try to do it a lot this year is what I meant. Nice looking tree over there. Takes forever though to get here. I definitely don't like Route 51. I hate driving on that. Once you get, I guess, south of where Century 3 Mall was, it's a little better from there south, but getting to that point, especially closer to Pittsburgh, it's really crazy driving tight roads and that. I hate it. Too many traffic lights. So that would have been the fastest, well, let's say it this way, it would have been the shortest distance for me to go down 51. And then 136 to get here. I went, I would say double the distance maybe. All the way down 79. All the way across Route 70. And even down near Bell Vernon, I was going to take 201. But I thought, I don't like 201. I've been on that before. I don't like that road too much. So I went even further east to Mount Pleasant exit, Route 31. And then getting from there to here was pretty quick. So I kind of like that part. Not driving, too much driving though. It took about an hour and 10 minutes to get here. That's crazy, huh? Hour and 10 minutes to get here, only for a short walk. But it is what it is. The fun of this is the same thing when I did the Montour Trail. The fun of it is going to the different trailheads, driving to them, finding them, driving to them, and then going on the trail, obviously. Experiencing all these new locations. So the driving to it is kind of the fun part too, but this one wasn't too much fun. All those crazy drivers on the interstates there. Trucks, all trucks. Crazy, crazy drivers. But you can't have everything. Boy, this is pretty right up here. All the times I've come down to West Newton, I used to do that a lot. I never went on any trails, obviously. I wasn't into it. Let's take a look at this over here. A little lookout. Let's make sure you don't walk in anything stupid. Nice bench. Picnic table, I mean. Alright, there's the Youghiogheny River. There's West Newton. I wonder if I should have taken a picture of that with my other phone. I mean, with my... Yeah, let's do that. Just don't want to step in anything stupid. Now, let's get this. Here's a bunch of ducks up there. Youghiogheny River. There we go. Youghiogheny River. I'm smelling some weird stuff there. Get out of this. Just drink water real quick. Hi. Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of ducks I'm hearing over there. I hear a train too. That's what's interesting. You'll be able to see trains from here on the other side of the river. I'm hearing it, but I can't see anything. See, that train would be on the other side of those houses. So you probably wouldn't be able to see it anyway from here. Well, that's pretty loud. I don't think you can see it from here. You can sure hear it, but where is it? Hi.
I wanted to do it. How much is it?
Yeah, here's this place. There's some houses. This road comes down. The one thing about this Gap Trail, north of Boston and then south of, would that be Connellsville? Yeah, north of Boston, south of Connellsville. The trailheads would be further apart after that. So there's a bunch of stuff between Boston and Connellsville. There would be a bunch of different trailheads in between that would be easy to go to each one and then do your walk like in one direction for a few miles and back. And you could do that for a long time. Every time, drive all the way down here and go to a different trailhead, get another little section of the trail, and just keep doing that for a while. But then after that, south of Connellsville, I think the next one is Ohio Pal. I think the next one is Ohio Pal after that, and it's further away. It's like, I don't know, it's 18 miles further, 18 miles away from Connellsville, something like that. So there's a case where you're not going to be able to go to places in between unless you did some unofficial, parking on an unofficial road or something. Not a trailhead, but just some place. For example, like this right here. This is not a trailhead, but if you parked your car here, you might be able to get away with it. But I wouldn't want to. Now the trail gets a little narrower. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. Yeah, this is nice. Now it's narrower and the grass and tree line is closer to the trail. This is what I like. Look up there, there's slag dumps up there. This reminds me of all those back little trails we did. We're talking like 50 years ago when I was a kid. Oh, more than that. Geez, what am I talking about? Like 60 years ago. What is this? Oh, no, not 60. No, it would have been that long. 50. 55 years ago, maybe. I used to drive mini bikes on these old dirt trails. Let's take a look at this sign right here. The Button Weather Rock. All that stuff over there. Cool. Interesting. Let's get a shot of that with an alternate video. All that cool stuff over there. Friends. All kind of cool designs. Nice little place. There's that no trespassing sign, which is purple. And all the letters are knocked out, so it's interesting. There's a sun. Alrighty then. Interesting looking water coming down. Trying to get that right. There's the water coming down. Those old railroad ties right there. That's some nasty looking water. That kind of stuff was like that every time I went out when I was a kid, driving on a mini bike on those unofficial dirt trails. You'd find all kind of stuff like this. It's like that slag dump, rocks. Oh, there's something interesting. Got water down in there. Come down on the other side. There's an unofficial little pathway over there. I wonder if I should go over there. It doesn't say no trespassing. It's probably not a great idea, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Oh, there's a train track over there. All those ducks down there. So there's a train track. So there's that tower. There's the Youghiogheny River. And there's a train track across the river over there. Well, this thing stopped. Dismiss. Alright, we've gone about 1.25 mile so far. Hi.
Hello.
This is pretty right here. I'm glad all this stuff isn't knocked down. It makes it real scenic looking. If there was a lot of stuff like this on the Montour Trail down before you get to the Enload Tunnel between McLaren and the tunnel, and they cut it all down. This looks really nice, leaving it up like this. Now it looks like one of those official mile markers. Mile marker 113. Yeah, West Newton is at 114.1, I believe. I remember from when I looked up. It's written down there in West Newton, but set to like 1.1 plus a little further from the, 1.35. We parked further back. This is just so peaceful out here. There's another one of those no trespassing signs, and this one's red. Let's get that one on. It's gonna be another one of those videos. Posted. You know, the way they have that set up, it's hard to read. Why did they make those signs like that? I guess they didn't want to paint something and then let the paint rub off, wear off. So they like just cut out all the letters, but you can't read it. You can't tell what that says. They painted the whole thing a weird color too. Like there's purple and then there's that reddish orange. Red orange. Well, this is really pretty here. It's a nice field over there. All those flowers. There's another one of those signs. That bird right there. That has an interesting looking color on that bird. Where the hell did it go? Here. Alright, oh there it is over there. Wow, that is really pretty. Right there. Yeah, stop that. Gosh darn it. I have to edit the hell out of that one. Yeah, I'm so glad I came here. This is really nice. It's like first time I was on the Montour Trail. All the different segments, all the different cool locations, cool history. This one's got a lot of history. See up there, there's all kind of remnants of, well, there's that mine. I don't know if it's a coal plant. I was watching videos and looking it up a little bit. There's a whole bunch of little locations up here. Old, abandoned mine locations. And all that little swamp down in there. So go down here a ways. We're almost at 1.5 miles so far. Let's keep going because I'm feeling good. Go down here to a point, turn around. Then the next time I come down here, I'll go down to that Cedar Creek Park and park there. A gigantic parking lot down there. And then I'll walk back up towards West Newton. Because like I said, if I did more than 3 miles in one direction, I'm going to be hurting when I get back. That's like 6 plus. That's nuts. At my age. Hi. Alright, so there's... Let's wait till we get up here a little bit. Get some shots of this. So there's that place on the right. That gigantic building. Oh, it goes back to West Newton. Oh, it goes down to Cedar Creek. And then there's this thing over here. Like a water treatment thing. Hey, so there's there's a purple sign there, right? One of those cutout deals. And they got an orange one over here. Same type of thing. cutout. Alright, then there's a sign they're banning. Where is that? Oops. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Banning number 4 mine. All kind of cool stuff out here. Some kind of like frogs or something down in there. Let's see if we can read this sign over here on this fence. Banning for mine. Let's blow that up. I mean, alternate video. Banning number 4 mine. Now it says banning water treatment plant. And you can hear water circulating around in there. This is fun. See, I've been going to the Montour Trail for almost 3 years, not quite, almost, 2 3/4 of years. And it's not like I'm getting tired of it. It's just, you've been to the same places all the time. Taking these videos, same places, over and over. You gotta do something different. So this is different. This is fun. Wish it was closer to where I live, though. Here comes one of those rail lights for the trains signal deal. A place over there. Hi. There's a building over there. A curve in the trail. Now here's one of those lights for the trains. I like it out here. This is reminding me so much of when I was young, driving mini bikes all over unofficial trails all over the place. So there's that white signal. Here's an access road. I guess it goes back to that water treatment plant. This looks like it would get kind of muddy when it rains. There's not a lot of crushed limestone on this section right here. So here's that access road. Now there they've got the purple no trespassing signs. And on this side they got the orange no trespassing signs. At least you can read that orange one a little better. The purple one's hard to read. Let's keep going. Where are we at? 1.75. That's getting up there. I don't want to go too much further. I want to go up to like maybe 2 miles because I got to walk back. That sucks, having to walk back. Hitch a ride. There's some nice looking scenery up there at that Cedar Creek. I'm not going to go to that today. That's too far, but next time I come out here, it'll be nice to see. A lot of cool stuff on this trail. This is far enough away from the river. This wide open stretch of land. It's a beautiful day. Let's see what the temperature is where I live. 63. I guess it's about 64, 65 degrees right now here. But you wouldn't know it. It's just nice and hot, sunny. And I'm sweaty now walking. So I'm really glad I wore shorts and a short sleeve shirt. I was going to wear long jeans and a long sleeve shirt, but I said no, I'm not doing that. This is beautiful here. They take care of the grass and everything. Trail maintenance. Hi. All that stuff I was talking about on my last video about iCloud. Naturally, it depends on your internet speed, which mine is great. So that wasn't an issue. It was just the files were getting too big. 5K turnaround. Let's see what this is. 5K turnaround. My internet speed is beautiful and wonderful. Greater than the best internet speed we've ever had. Trump would say, the best internet speed we could ever have imagined. We're doing great with the internet speed. Ooh, there's some kind of bee on me. Shit. I broke these glasses. No, I didn't. This is fun. See, it's so much fun. I want to keep walking. I'm not going to pay the price because I'm going to walk back, so. Hi. Hi. See, starting in Pittsburgh at the point, go on this gap trail all the way down to Cumberland, Maryland. There you pick up, what's it called, the Scenic Canal Towpath Trail. Goes all the way down to Washington, D.C. There's a sign, P&LE Railroad. See if there's anything on the other side of that. Same thing, P&LE Railroad. Huh. There's me, P&LE Railroad. Beautiful day. This is one of those sweet spot days. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. You don't get too many of these. Because see, what's going to happen is, we've been having this cold spell for weeks. After, there's going to be some rain tomorrow, and a drop down in temperature, and cold again, cold, whatever. And then it's going to start going up. And by the weekend, Saturday and Sunday is going to be in the 80s. And early next week, Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be in the 80s. So we're going to do one of those spike deals. And I'll bet you it's going to be humid too. We are almost at 2 miles. Wow. Let's keep going for a little while. Hi.
What then?
Now what happened? Oh, there's a nice shot of the river. So this is where we're going to turn around. We're a little over 2 miles. This is it's a convenient break point right here. Hi. Playing that music. Check this out. This is beautiful. Let's get down on this grass. The Youghiogheny River. Wow. Beautiful. Youghiogheny River. And then the trail's back there. Okay. I think this is where we turned around. We're at 2.05. So that's probably more than I should have done. Because I have to go back. But it was fun. Somehow it's more fun when it's like your first experience like this. First time. Yeah, that sounds real interesting. Your first time is the greatest. Let's just look at these benches real quick. Sit out on these benches and take in the sights. Yeah, it's pretty. Real pretty. Alright. Quick break. Don't want to get carried away. I went too far, I think. 2.07. So it's going to be 4.14. Math. Fuzzy math. Alright. We're turning around. And we're heading back towards West Newton. What's this sign say right up here? This trail is maintained by its users. If you brought it here, please take it with you. So if you leave garbage here, you're a bad person. Do not do that. What's probably going to happen is that body cam battery's going to run out. I'll just keep this going all the way as far as I can. Last time I just let it go to the end and it cut off by itself. When I checked it afterwards, it had like maybe 4% left. Hi. So I was talking about all that last time, about all this crazy stuff with the iCloud. There is a way, if I take the SD card out of this DJI camera, then I could put those files on the computer initially and sync it in, put it into my photos, videos and photos over there. And then I could do my editing quicker. And then see, at the same time you're doing that, you've got your photos and videos on your phone here, and that syncs to the cloud fairly quickly. They're small clips. So that syncs to the cloud quickly, and then it becomes available on the computer fairly immediately. And then the other thing would be to take these huge walk files, the body cam files, immediately put them on your computer, and then sync them to photos. That might be something to do, but... Hi. Hi. Somehow I like the idea of not taking that SD card out and monkeying with that. Rather just immediately download those to my iPad or iPhone, with that DJI app, and it syncs them into, I'm not syncing, it puts them into the photos and videos like automatically, so you don't have to mess around with those intermediate DJI files. And I kind of like that approach. That's what I've been doing it that way. But before you can edit anything on your computer, those have got to be available, and they have to get up to iCloud from this phone or iPad. In my case, the iPad. Then they're available in iCloud to bring back down to the computer. So there's that extra step there. It's actually convenient, though. I like it that way. It's just too darn slow. This is beautiful out here. It's nice and cool, but it's warm too. That didn't make sense. It's cool and warm. I'm feeling pretty good. Walking at a pretty decent pace here. Last time I was out on a trail was last Tuesday, 1 week ago, down there in Cliff Mine on the Montour Trail. I did some mall walking in between then and now. This beats mall walking. To be where I'm at on mileage right now, I probably have to be doing like at least 5 laps around that mall, just seeing the same old junk, same old stores. So what's going to happen is tomorrow's going to rain. It's going to be nasty. Storms and stuff. And then Thursday's going to be cool. Like back in the 50s again. So I won't be doing any outdoor walking Wednesday and Thursday. Then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to start getting warmer. Saturday and Sunday is going to be close to 80. I'm not sure about Friday. So I would have recovered a little rest period of 2 days, and then I'll be back ready to go on the trail again. I'll be putting more miles on the car again, coming down here to this gap trail. But that's okay. So there's that building over there. So there's your signs, private property, and there's that building. That way goes back to, oh damn, these bugs. Too many bugs. Cedar Creek is the, I gotta hold this thing steady on those bugs. And that way goes back to West Newton. I don't want to get, there's like those flies, you don't want to get a bite. They bite. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Having some fun. Kind of cool stuff. There's like a wall right there. I saw a video this morning. I was watching. A guy took his bike from. He's got a bunch of videos he's doing, like the whole Gap Trail. But he was doing from Ohiopyle up to Connellsville. That was really scenic, man. That was beautiful. The only thing is, there's a long, long stretch between those places with no real, like official trailheads in between for parking. So the chances of you getting to all of that by walking are slim, because you'd have to, the maximum you'd ever probably do, me, would be like 3 miles in one direction, and then you have to go 3 back. So 3 miles in one direction isn't going to do it. I'm talking like 18 miles. So there's a lot of that I'll never see unless I bring out my bike, which I just might do. Never say never. Bring that out again. It's not an electric bike. It's just a regular pedal. And I got real tired. I wasn't in shape at all when I got it. And I did it for a while and I quit because it was like too much work, too much effort. Damn, these bugs flying all over me. So the more you do it, the more stamina you build up. But the only thing is, in my age, my muscles take a long time to recover in between. I'm not young anymore, So that's be a candidate for getting a electric bike, e-bike. You don't have to do any effort, almost no effort. Hi. There's that water treatment place. Damn, these flies all over me. I'm not even wearing like a purple shirt or anything. There's a blue shirt on. It's blue. Banning number 4 mine. There's it's like a little opening on that. Let me do this. There's that building again, that banning number 4. And right on the side of it, see that little opening there? It's closed off, but I mean, that just used to be, I guess, coal coming out of there. Stretching down over the water and filling up the barges. That's like a champion mine up in McDonald on the Montour Trail. Man, I was there for years. We'd go out that way. I'd lived out that way. Every time you drive, the thing would go across the road, all the coal would be dripping down. It was all dirty all the time in that road. Route 980. So you got those no trespassing private property signs. That looks like it would be pretty cool over there to like do some exploring, illegal exploring, unofficial, the abandoned explorers. This is gonna be a long video today. It'll be like 2 segments. this DJI thing breaks it down automatically. So the max you could ever get, I think, is around 77 minutes with a clip, and then it'll break it down to the next one. Hi. Hi. This is wonderful. Like I say, it's far enough away from the river. I thought it was going to be hugging the river the whole time. I mean, it does hug the river all the way down, to Cumberland. But it's further away. So now you can at least see all this growth over here. Cool stuff. I don't mind that this is actually a little wider than I'm used to. The Montauk Trail doesn't have too many of these wide ones. It's more like the Panhandle Trail, but this is better than the Panhandle Trail for sure. So all these remnants of the railroad, the mines and things, and it's good stuff. Let's get some water here real quick. Now the fun part is driving back. Hi. I tell you, man, as I got older here, I don't like that highway driving. Definitely, well, I don't like Route 51, I don't like that either, right? I don't like that kind of thing where you're stopping and starting all the time with those traffic lights. And it's like a tight spot all the way from Pittsburgh all the way down to, I don't know, like Baldwin or something. It's like tighter. Then it opens up. But I don't really like that road too much. Although, that second part from Baldwin down, all the way down to say like Rostraver, that probably wouldn't be too bad. Hi. Hi. See that Route 70 and 79? That's, people drive so crazy on those highways. And fortunately, the speed limit is only 55. At least, like in the Pittsburgh area. Once you get past Washington, PA on 79 South, then it goes to, 65 or 70 or whatever it is. But until you get to Washington, it's 55. Then when you're on Route 70, that's 55. From Washington all the way over to at least where I got off, Route 31, West Newton, Mount Pleasant, West Newton exit. So it's only 55, because if it was higher than that, the people were driving crazy, right? Even if it's 55, they're driving like 70. But if it was 70 miles per hour speed limit, it would be so much worse. But see, I can understand. I know I can understand it because I was in it. I drove on the turnpike for 10 years straight, going from Monroeville to Cranberry back and forth every day. And you get crazy when you're out there. You're just like, you got to get to work. You got to get to work. You don't want to waste time. You're driving crazy, flying past everybody. I understand it. But that's not me now. I'm laid back, driving like an old man. Stay the speed limit, 55. But what's crazy is these trucks, man, they get like right on your tail. And then they pass you. They get right to your tail, and then they start passing you. And the back end of their truck is coming into your lane. That's a cool little waterfall there. I already got pictures of that. So it kind of scares you, the truck coming up behind you, passing you so close with its large trailer, and you could see it in your side mirror, and you could say, "Oh man, he's way in my lane. He's going to clip me." So then you feel like, "Oh, you're going to move over." It's really sad. That's a nice area though up there. I think I already got a picture of this, but let's do another one. I hit that button twice. So there's that clearing, there's these like slag dumps. Those are prominent where I used to live. All over the hillsides, we'd ride our mini bikes up on those. Now it goes back to West Newton. What it was in the, what it is, what it was going from in between like Sturgeon, PA and Oakdale, PA on the, I guess that would be the north side of Noblestown Road. All those slag dumps, old mining places, all over, and there were like trails. We used to take those all the time because you couldn't ride your mini bike on the road. Meanwhile, I was only like 12 and 13 years old. But you can't ride them on the road anyway. Not licensed. So that was what, 1972. That's 54 years ago. Wow. Hi. So we've already crossed over, just crossed over 3 miles. Where's that thing on here? Oh, it's on here. 3 miles. Hi. So we got about a little over a mile left. Bud Town. There's a sign. Bud Town. Small community. And hearing a bunch of kids playing and screaming over there. I don't know what's down there. There's a river down there, but look on Google Earth, or just Google Maps, or Apple Maps. So this is showing you where we're at, right there. There's West Newton. Here's where we're at. Right here. Cool. Hi. So I wonder how many people like cheat and pull over into here somewhere and just park. I don't think too many people would do that because this trailhead's pretty close up here, this West Newton. But see, you're going to have to find something like that if you go down between Ohio Powell and, or say Ohio Powell and then up north towards Connellsville. You're going to have to find some unofficial place like that if you want to park. So here, let's get this real quick. So it says begin measured mile. There's Pittsburgh and Lake Erie, the Little Giant. There's P&LE Railroad. Alright, so here, see it says P&LE Railroad right there. Alright, enough. Boy, that river, that Yawk River, goes winding all over, and even like it moves south and north and south. It just snakes around. A lot of extra steps in between there. And the trail does the same thing. It just winds all around following the river. There's a bunch of kids playing down there. Hi. Those kids playing, that's probably on the other side of the river. Oh, it's obviously on the other side of the river. River's right there. There's river's right there. There's nothing behind those houses right there. So that's on the other side. I'm trying to think which way I should go back. And maybe I'll just do the same thing in reverse. I like Route 31. I always like that road. Hi. The only thing that's crazy is you got to go way out. Not way out, but you got to go further east and then get on 70 and then come back. The other way is just take 201 from West Newton down to 70, but I don't like 201. It winds around too much. I don't like it. Another option is just take 51. Take 136 up to 51 and then take 51, but I don't like, once you get towards Baldwin, I don't like it then. If you're up for more driving, you could take cut over. It's that Curry Hollow Road, or what's it called? It changes names. I forget, the Broughton Road, something like that. Cut over to South Park. But then you have to monkey around from South Park to get over to Route 70. It's a nightmare. If they would build that 4-lane road, finish the beltway, as it were, we got about, I say, less than 1/4 of a beltway. Come down I-576 to 79, and you got to stop. If they continue that on from there over to Route 43, down through like Finleyville and stuff, at least you'd have somewhere to go, and that way you just come down on 4-lane, cut over, and then deal with Route 51 or something after that. But I can say this again, it's probably never going to happen. Right? It's not worth it. It costs too much money. And there's all those places that have to cut through, relocate everybody and stuff. It's just a nightmare. I think we're approaching the limit. Where this battery on the body cam is going to run out. And like I said, I didn't bring an extra battery. I never do. I have one at home, but I don't bring it with me. Hi. Hey, there might be a train. Let's see if we can. I don't know if you'd be able to see that from here. What can you see from here? Because so there's the road. This is the trail, Gap Trail heading towards West Newton. There's the Youghiogheny River. And across the water, I don't think you could see a train from there. I heard it. Well, whatever. So what happens once we get into this heat wave starting next weekend, this coming weekend, and into next week, then you're going to have to get up earlier and go out earlier. Now it's like it's too cold in the mornings, so you got to wait a little bit. Then you'll have to hurry up and get out in early mornings if you want the nice weather. Had some real peaks and valleys this spring. We still had some frost. The old Joe DiNardo test. He'd say, don't plant anything until after Mother's Day. That's the rule. The Joe DiNardo rule. Well, that didn't work this year because Mother's Day was this past Sunday, 2 days ago. And we've already had some frost. It's okay. I can see the train tracks from here. Because right through that neighborhood over there. Let's see if we can get a better shot of it right here. It's hard to see. That's not a train though. I'm hearing a sound, but that's like somebody's cutting grass or something. But like, so here's the river. And then right up in there across the river, I think that's where the train tracks are. Right through all those houses in that neighborhood. But if that was a train, we'd be hearing the whistle and everything. So that's something else, that noise. This is beautiful. Like John Burnett would say, this is one of the best days of the year. This is the best weather day you've ever seen. Hi. Good, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, people are pretty friendly down here. I'm waiting for this thing to beep and the body cam to turn off pretty soon. The battery. Hi. Yeah. Yeah, it's afternoon. Hi. See if we can see where this camera's and where this battery is at. It's hard to see. I don't have my glasses on. It looks like it's not that far. It's like 18%. It's not as much as I thought it would be, all the way down to 0. See, how straight is that now? Once you turn that, then you go. Hi.
There's 2 of us.
Gotta make sure. Hi. Gotta make sure that I'm not trying to get a reflection there. Yeah, it's okay. I don't want that camera pointing down too far or pointing up too far. It's hard to see, hard to tell if you're pointing it, you know, if you got it back level again. Wait a second, let me let's do it the tried and true method. So I'm holding this camera up here and I'm trying to see the reflection there. Yeah, it looks straight. Okay. Cool. Hi. Wow, we're almost at 3.7 miles. I don't feel bad. I feel okay. I'm tired, but I can feel that it's not as bad as it. The last time I did the 4-mile one was last Monday. Hi. When I went to the Greer Tunnel, total was 4 miles. And I could feel it. I was hurting a lot all over. Right now I'm not hurting that much. A little bit, not too bad though. We're coming up on New Stanton. I mean, yeah, New Stanton. New Stanton. West Newton. West Newton, New Stanton, what's the difference, man? West Newton's a nice place. There's this trailhead. Its parking lot is huge. I parked on the other side though. It's a little more calm over there. So let's do another one of these. I think I just got this on the body cam. I didn't get it. Now I'm hearing a train whistle. Alright, so West Newton, Great Allegheny Passage, West Newton, and on the other side, there's West Newton Cemetery. And it said Cedar Creek, Connellsville High, blah, 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 blah. I'm hearing that train whistle. I don't think I'll be able to see anything from here though. It's too many trees. There's 114 mile marker. The trailhead right up here is 114.1. I parked on the other side. It's like another 0.15 roughly beyond this one. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to see anything from here. Maybe, Let's see if we can see anything. Oh, I see a train. Yeah, I see it. Really hard to see. I just saw it. There's no freaking way you're going to see that. Forget it. I saw it briefly. Can't capture from here. There's too many trees. Hi. Alright, so here's a paved section. Yeah, I remember I used to come out this way a lot. We're talking, what was that like? Somewhere around 2007. Well, I mean, the latest was probably like 2015. But I used to come out this way, and there was a Rite Aid up there. It's Rite Aid. Its sign says Rite Aid still, but I think it's some kind of a daycare thing. You can see that train from here. You can see the car. I can see the cars going over. Train cars. There's a shot of that bridge. Can't see much there. Yeah, there's that Rite Aid. But it's not Rite Aid anymore. Yeah, I always comment on it. Every time I come past here, I'd say, wow, you park on that parking lot for Rite Aid. Man, it's like slipping and sliding. There's that Rite Aid over there. There's the trail side right there. There's Visitor Center. Sign. Nice area right here. Visitor Center. Sign. Downtown. Alright. This is where it's crazy. With people. Let's see what's going on here. So, we were at West Newton, and all we did was go down a couple of miles. That mileage on that map is like the little map I have. It shows like every 5 mile markers, so 110 is 115. West Newton's at 114. Alright, let's keep going. I'm almost back to the car. Body cam didn't shut off yet. like how those cars stop for me. That's a busy road, man. Route 136. P&LE Railroad. Built 1914, that car right there.
You are? Congratulations, man. Holy shit. That's awesome, dude. Really? That's awesome, man.
I'm not going to go in that visitor center because I got my body cam on and I'm tired anyway, so I don't need to go in there. Car's still there. Oh, there's a duck right here. Huh, how about that? So, there we go. That duck's just sitting there in the shade. That's cool. Well, we are almost back at the car. So there's the vehicle. There's the exit sign. It's dirty. Anyway, we're going to start signing. We're going to start signing off. We're going to sign off now. Here we are at West Newton, Pennsylvania, the Gap Trail, Great Allegheny Passage. And it is Tuesday. Always got to check. May 12th, 2026. Signing off now. Bye-bye. So I'm in the car and I have 4.06 miles. And the body cam, hang on a minute. The body cam had like 3% battery left. All right. Bye-bye.